What's up, YouTube? So before we get started with this video, on First Take, they're going to be talking about the upcoming NFL draft and Nick Bosa, the defensive end for Ohio State. So let's see what they have to say about him.
Paul, how confident are you in Nick Bosa as a pro?
I mean, I would listen. I'm not a draft analyst, but you're asking me a question. I would rank him the highest player we're going to talk about today. I would give him a 10. I think he's got everything necessary. Yeah, I know
Injury concerns. And by the way, his brother is also a star in the NFL. He's at least as good as his brother, it looks like, in college. So I give him a 10. But if you've already had a major injury that had you miss time in college, you're playing somehow I feel like between like a tackle and a defensive end, that the defensive end feels to me more like the injury-ish position. And if you've...
So I agree with Max there. To give Joey Bosa a 10, there's no way I'd do it. To give a 10 to a player, that means you are absolutely perfect at anything and everything you can do at your position. Absolutely perfect. So I can't give anybody 10. A 10 is rare, very rare to come by. Very rare. So I'd give Joey Bosa probably a 9 or an 8.5. For the simple fact is that he's already been hurt. He's already had major surgery, a major injury. If you've had a major injury before you get to the NFL, that's not good because it's probably not going to get any better, and that's going to have some type of effect on you. You're going to feel it by getting beat up by those big old hogs. So no matter what, if you've been cut, your knee, your elbow, your shoulder, if you've been cut, aka had surgery, then I mean you can't be a 10. There's no way you can be a 10. That's why I got to give Joey Bosa a 9 or an 8.5. And don't get me wrong, Joey Bosa is a hog. He's a hog up front. Well, with the defensive line on Ohio State, he's a monster. But if you've already been cut, that's a red flag automatically. And as far as what Max is saying about the defensive ends getting hurt more than the tackles, it's probably at face value, probably because the defensive tackles are huge, bigger, beefier guys than the defensive end. So it's going to be a little bit more harder to hurt them. So I don't know. But let's keep going.
If you've already been hurt, I can't give you a 10. I'll give him a 9. Even A?
He's all right. He's all right, you know. I mean, I'll give him.
So, Stephen A. Smith, he's better than I. He's way better than I. Because if you're a top 5 pick, you can't be just I. Because there's too many guys out there. Yeah, Nick Bosa is definitely a baller. I give him a lot of credit. He deserves to be picked as high as he is. And he's probably the best defensive end in this draft. The best defensive end. Not the best player. Not the best player on D-line. But he's the best defensive end in this draft. So he's a little bit better than I. And I give Nick Bosa all the respect. Because he is a baller coming out of Ohio State. So let's keep going.
I'll give him a 9 because I'm certainly not questioning his ability. But listen, Joey Bosa is a big-time player as far as I'm concerned. And look at how much he was reduced against Tom Brady. What I'm trying to say is I think as football continues to evolve, you're going to see quarterbacks getting rid of the football quicker. I think it's going to neutralize some edge rushers like him. I know.
So, Stephen A., what's going to happen there? If the quarterbacks decide that they want to get rid of the ball faster, well, then guess what? The defensive end is going to evolve. That means the defensive end is going to have to get faster to get to that ball. Because if Tom Brady throws that ball within 2.8 seconds and it stopped Joey Bosa from getting to him during the AFC playoffs last year, if that neutralized Joey Bosa, then guess what? The defensive ends are going to have to get faster. And guess what? Nick Bosa, he runs, a 4.79? So he's already fast. He's already fast coming off that edge at 6'4", like 270. So he's a monster. But if that quarterbacks are going to get rid of that ball faster, then the defensive ends are going to have to get faster too. And don't be surprised if you start seeing defensive ends running 4.6s and 4.5s, coming up being even more athletic at 6'4". They might drop a little bit weight because it's going to be hard to find a guy that's 270, 280 that runs like what, a 4.5, a 4.4. That's going to be very hard and rare to find. So, but the defensive ends are going to have to evolve to get faster to get to those quarterbacks. So the defensive end still has a lot of value, Stephen A. Smith. And Nick Bosa and Joey Bosa both still have value because a good defensive end will have that quarterback questioning how much time does he have? Because in the back of his head, he knows that guy's coming. That guy's coming. He's coming quick. Do I have enough time to go through my progressions again? Or am I going to get hit in the back by Joey Bosa or Nick Bosa? So they still have value. So I've rambled on long enough. So let's keep going.
320-pound offensive linemen are blocking against them, falling on them on purpose. I don't know. He all right.
I think we're making too much out of the injury. And by the way, he had half a season to recuperate.
No, they're not making too much big deal of injury because a major injury before you get to the NFL, I mean, it's, you have to imagine it's not going to get any more better because the competition is going to get better, and you're going to be going against bigger, stronger guys that are grown men that are going to be there to beat you up. So it doesn't matter if he's had a half a year or year to heal. The fact is that he's been cut somewhere. He's had surgery in his knee, elbow, shoulder. I don't know where. I forgot where. I have to look that up. But it's not going to get you more better. You have to imagine that that's going to have some type of effect on him, even though he's had a year to heal. So that's what they mean by, well, he's had surgery, but, it's been a year. No, that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter at all. So let's keep going.
He took the season off. So, and by the way, I don't have a problem with that. We had that conversation on your set a couple of months ago. I mean, why not? Why play for Ohio State in 2 games and get banged up and lose your draft status? But I mean, that injury's over with. I mean, he's completely recovered. He's recuperated.
No. He may be able to still function and do everything he has to do, but there's no way he's just as good as he was before he had surgery. I don't care what you say. You're not going to be any more better than you were before you had surgery. You might be 98%, 97%, but when you get to that league, you better believe he's going to be probably thinking about whatever injury he had. Even though he's fine, that's still going to be in the back of his mind. What if this happens? What if that happens? So that plays a factor, and there's a reason why scouts take that into consideration before you draft a guy. So let's keep going.
So why hold that against him now because he got hurt? Players get hurt.
I'll tell you why. Let me answer that question, Mr. Feinbaum, the great Mr. Feinbaum, who I love dearly. Let me answer that question. If you're worried about him getting injured in 2 games, what about 16 against grown men who've got him by about 50 pounds that'll fall on him on purpose because they think that ultimately his durability is a question mark. That's why I say a 9. His abilities are there, but he aight.
Also, you know what? Core stuff affects guys.
Yeah, but you're
like when I hear about core injuries right away, I get a little bit nervous. I
think we're presuming he's healed. To Paul's point, he's better.
I mean, I didn't realize I was on a sports medicine panel here. I thought we were talking college and pro football.
Now you know.
I mean,
let me explain something.
Now you know.
Paul, let me explain something to you. You're on a medicine panel, a legal panel, an expertise panel of every kind. I don't know how you just learned this, Paul.
What time is Max doing hip surgery this afternoon?